Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well today. Today we are going to talk about sinusoidal modeling, and a great way of doing this is by using the GDC to find those models. But again, before we get started with that, keep in mind your final project is due March 9th. We will be meeting about your rough drafts here in these next few days as we review and work on our uh, trig modeling problems. So please, again, keep making corrections to those projects. And again, your final is due March 9th. Oh, there we go. But before we get started with sinusoidal modeling, again, please make sure you are taking time to complete and allocate time to, again, not just completing the journal entry questions, but again, focusing on your mental and physical well-being outside of class. So taking a look at our first thing, again, we have our months of the year and the average temperature in Celsius. And what we can do is we can make a model of this. If we look at, say, a scatter plot, we can see that this sort of models a sinusoidal curve. And again, as we referred to in our earlier lessons, a sinusoidal curve is any function that can be written in the form like sine y equals sine x, or y equals cosine x. So to do that here, we will plot this scatter plot and find the equation for this on our GDCs. So let's pull up the GDC here. So on the GDC, what we want to do is we want to go to a new document, and we are going to a lists and spreadsheets page. Okay. Now that we're on the lists and spreadsheets page, we'll go up here, we'll label this X, we'll label this Y. And again, they will each represent months and average temperature. Okay, so again, as far as our months go, our X are our months, and that are the numbers 1 through 12. So here we have 1, 2. And then for our Y values, again, we are just going to type in the temperature that correlates to each one of these places. Really cold location here. So in this instance, again, notice similarly in the winter months, in January it's cold, then it starts to get warmer. By May it's still pretty chilly, only 2.4 degrees. 12.1, 2.5. Maybe this is in like northern Russia or something. Anyways, once we have this, again, what we can do is we can look at the scatter plot here. So to do that, we can go Control Doc, and we can then go to the fifth option, which is Data and Statistics. Click there. Again, our x-axis x, our y-axis y. And if you notice here, it sort of makes that sinusoidal curve. Well, now that we have this sinusoidal curve, we can find an equation for that. And again, we want it in the form either sine or cosine of x. Well, to easily do that, what we can do is we can go Control Doc, and we can go to a calculator page. And from here, we can go Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, Sinusoidal Regression, which is the C option here. In case you missed any of that, just to repeat, on a calculator page, we go Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, to option C, which is Sinusoidal Regression. X is X, Y is Y. And if you notice here, it's being saved as F1. We can actually use that later to help us solve some functions outside of the or some problems outside of the graph. So here we can press OK. And again, it gives us our equation here where our A value is listed. A value for our amplitude, our B value, our C value if there is a horizontal shift, D value for a vertical shift, and again, B value for the period there. And what we can do from this option is, again, we can go Control Doc, and we can actually look at this graphically. If you go up to F1, this is stored as F1, and we can press Enter. Now, we don't see it to start here because there is a vertical shift. Let's just go back here for a second to look. It looks like it's negative 15, so we know that the vertical shift is down 15. So here, let's go from Menu, Window and Zoom, Window Settings. We'll say this is from -15 to maybe even -30. We'll go from 0 to 360 here. Let's take a look. Yeah, and we can even zoom out some more here. Yeah, and you see, again, this makes that sinusoidal curve that we can follow. And an easy way to get this is by, again, plotting the points in a list and spreadsheets page, then looking at the scatter plot, or even finding the equation in a calculators page. Similarly, we can, again, find the equation for this next one, again, by plotting the X and Y values in a list and spreadsheets page, and then finding the equation on a calculators page. So to do that, again, we go back to the main page here, new document. No, we don't want to save, and we're going to go to a list and spreadsheets page. X for X, Y for Y. And we are just going to plot our corresponding points. So this is from 10 to 20 here. So again, 10. Oop. Now that we have this, again, we can look at the scatter plot here by going Control Doc. We can look at the scatter plot on a data and statistics page. Give some structure to the points. Horizontal axis is always the X. Vertical axis is always the Y. And you can even start to see the curvature of the sinusoidal motion there. So again, to find our exact values for our equation, we go Control Doc, we go to a calculator page, Menu, Similarly to the last one, menu, statistics, stat calculations, and then we go to sinusoidal regression. X is X, Y is Y, and again, it's being saved for F1 in case we want to take a look at the graph here. And we have our equation when we plug in all of our values. Try the next one on your own and ask me any questions you might have in class or shoot me an email. Folks, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe. And again, reach out for help if you need anything. Take care. Bye.